Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to another stream tonight. Tonight I'm gonna be speaking an Italian accent. I don't even know if I can speak Italian, man. New York like coffee and all that kind of stuff. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Tonight we're gonna be playing the Great Ace Attorney. Hell yeah. The unspeakable story, as they say. Alright, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go back to normal now. That hurts my voice.
Order, please. Let us resume the proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
You do balls reveal at one, what? Like what?
I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination.
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov, I did. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. Cool, blimey! This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered the window banks. It's too loud for my ears for a bit. MS, Microsoft? Well, it was Bedlam Sooners, wasn't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes up me Lucy lockets. However, that was a lie. You brothers, Ringo is a female? I have no idea. No, it's not a female. I just have a very high-pitched voice for that guy because he's small. I love him, he's cute. You brothers. Call me! On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We've never done nothing of the sort. Oh, did you figure that out? How'd you... Oh, shit. Oh, my God. They're inconsistent, lads.
You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question. And this time you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again.
Ding.
Though a thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov, we hear ya. We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll peach. He's a squeaky voice because he's small. I love him. He's cute, man. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't trifling for nothing. It was when we heard a gunshot, see, it made us both jump and all. That stuff went flying. Lummy didn't have to give me into fright. We was walking the shooter come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scampered straight into the back. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never had a chance, did we? Good question there, little big boy.
So you admit to the defense's accusation? You did indeed ransack Mr. Winterbank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tied it up, yeah. They had gun, yeah, they actually have a gun. They shot Sholmes with it. You could say that they're your heroes, Andy. Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances.
Oh my God, give me that. Unfortunately, it's in the court record. I don't think you can get it now. You can have it later, though. I can give you this gun, but the other gun, nah, you're not getting that one.
However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made their mess.
The way you say it hardly sounds like roughs at all. We don't, Nash, we don't. Can you make us sound a bit more cutthroat? It can't just be a coincidence that these men showed up at the window banks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. That's true. Because, they have a gun. Sounds suspicious, that's what I say. Alright, we did knock a few things over. We weren't for nothing. Give me both. No, you're not. You're only getting one. No dual wielding in my stream. You can do it in someone else's stream. You can say he went flying. Lummy didn't. Gav give right. We was thinking that shooter come out the door and get next. We stuck everything back when we found it. Scampered straight into him in the back. Scampered. Huh. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, say. We never had a chance, did we? That's a lie. Yeah, full shot. Let's press this one shit. If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to the effect in the first place? Well, you know, it ain't exactly squeaky clean, aren't we? Are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted something like that, people would think we was up to no good. No. I'm gonna lock you in a cage, Andy. You are in cage now. Well said, Ringo, me old China. We only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourself in even more trouble. He really wants to dual wield. Cute of him. That's rotten luck, says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your action to the court, and why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied up the place. Sorry. Okay, they tidied up the place. When we heard the gunshot or... Hold it! What stuff? So what you're saying is... the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter. Well, it shocked one of us, that much, yeah. This bag of nerves need to learn from his cute shirt on. Look, it was loud, alright, blimey. Me dead granny would have woken up that long. Big bruv here screamed like a bloomin' baby and fell over the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull and whatnot. They got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor. You really mastered the work quietly then. Dead granny woke up, indeed. What a racket, me dead granny. Gosh, I will be right back, someone's knocking on my door. God, that was... I saw a pigeon. It broke its leg. So, we had to care for it a little bit. Oh my gosh. Our little pigeon. I swear. What is this? Dead granny woke up, impossible. Omen nenur omen... What? I came back to what? I move the damn text. So in short, the gun you took by surprise. And then some. I mean, was it quiet mouse? And there was a bam. I don't fucking care. Pursue. You took the fucking gun. Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. I forgot where was I? Holy moly. You seemed to react just now at what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only. Well, the fact is, the cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's going on in your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night. And that statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it? You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it. I found a suspicious disc at Shom's office. That must be your lost SpongeBob thing, dude. Your lost SpongeBob disc season, whatever. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here. Hey, fellas.
If I discovered the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be. Hitherto, I don't know how to pronounce that. I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it, yep. It's all coming back to me now.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details miraculously return to your questionable mind, sirs.
Well, right you are, Gov.
Ringo. Okay, just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling, "Give me that gun." Oh my god, it's you, Andy! You were the one who murdered Winterbank! I didn't see it. Oh my god. It was Andy all along! Yeah, they had used both the guns. Damn. Andy, it's time for you to go to jail, bruv. No guns for you tonight. I'm leaving. I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. Takes the keys to the cage. Let's see, Spoken Brothers. So, give me that gun. Okay. There's not much information. Let's hold it. Let's ask and press. So, in fact, you heard the voice and the gun almost simultaneously.
We did, Gov, we did.
Although, I suppose, being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all.
If you don't want to get shot,
give me the gun! Brah! Bam!
kind of thing.
A career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from, could you tell?
Course we could. From the other side of the door behind the counters he was.
From the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windybanks.
Would be Granny's life, cause he was.
Damn, I remember I did something similar to that at a pawnbroker.
On his Granny's life, cause it was.
So, that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windybank and the sound of this voice. What? Mom sent a picture of me cat. I don't think I can send it here though.
Aye? So that would mean what? What, Nash? What? Any ideas?
Yes, counsel, indeed it would. Okay.
No. We didn't know the geezer. Our marbles deny it, but the bloke in all the fancy club was giving us the evil eye.
That's what you get, Van Zeeks. I hate you so much. I shot. Well, you also shot it. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. I'm pretty sure the other one's unscathed, though. If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
On me granny's life it is. On his granny's life it must be.
It's a good job his granny's dead. To summarize, then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot. So I'm the main suspect? Possibly, though. We're gonna put you in the stand now, Andy. Make sure the testimony's true. Cause you stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them all over the shop floor. No!
You make it sound like we're clumsy.
Don't forget we tied it up after like little good boys. Anyway, I see it. The bloke what? Owned the place holding a gun. Hey mate. The bloke what owed. Pressing it. What have I done? That's right. In the lockers you go, mate. You're saying that Mr. Winner had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah, bet there was a side, eh? Two of them waving them guns at each other. It must have been pretty heated. I mean, just be sure shout out with geezer, say if I don't want to get shot. That doesn't sound right. The thing is, Mo Winterbanks would you just shoot himself. You really sound mean in mine, that's what you say. Mr. Winner was known to keep a revolver in his shop at all times. People say they protect the articles in his keeping, ready to put bullets. No, that's not it. He's ready to put a bullet in his own. Oh, I did try to steal his gun. Got someone himself, of course. Good grief, extraordinary devotion indeed. If a oh, okay, he knew. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only that person was gonna shoot. Beat him to it, cooked. Get Gina to jail. Now, there's something funny here. Make it sound like they're both in front. But you wish you squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, give me the gun. After those words, you heard the gunshot. It was more or less the same, Guff. Give me that gun. Bam. I'm gonna be playing my crime on Gina kind of thing. That's what a criminal would do. Yes, a career in acting very tragically missed. That we heard someone hitting the deck. Everything went dead quiet. After that, we done slap a job tidying up the place. The fuck? You tidied up the place after that happened? This is so inconsistent. Give me the gun. But this one, eh? This one right here. The bloke would own the olden gun. Ringo and Nash is a real kid? What? I'll check out the information I have. Belonging to the woman that Gina was holding, she was unconscious, yeah. Oh my god, 2 guns! Plan of the banks one. Yeah, it was just from the back. Morning paper contains an article of government secrets. Huh. Starts out by the Mr. McGill, the blah 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 blah. Okay. The bloke would own the place, holding a gun, so he should have fired instead of yelling at the girl. Lumi didn't give. Here's the thing, right? Let me press this once more. I want to check in detail. Oh yeah, it was sight. This is a contradiction. Gave me Polish vibe. Kind of, yeah. But they look like old school criminals. Like the ones you saw in movies and whatnot. I love them. He wasn't holding any gun, really. Should I try? I want to save. I don't trust myself sometimes, you know? Oops. I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna save real quick. Cold blimey. Ooh, I like that word now. Right. Made up story indeed, yeah. Single discharge. Let me check out here again. There we go. It worked. It worked. Holy moly. Oh, so you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winterbank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? I'm gonna leak the killer. No, don't. Not this time, buddy. That's it, Gav. You got the picture?
Yes. Yes, no question.
And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winterbank was not holding a firearm or of any description.
Hey, you would?
Me? No!
That ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question the victim's revolver was used in the incident. It would remind the court that Mr. Winterbank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accuser's hand.
Yeah, that Vtuber used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bang. kind of feel.
Hold it! Stay exactly where you are, right there.
Hey?
If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give us rise to an undeniably and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, counsel? You intrigue me, my learned friend. Let's see some evidence that supports your claim. Where is the proof that demonstrates his inconsistency in the witness's portrayal in the victim's final moments? Yeah, here.
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout, "Give me that gun," following by a gunshot. Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, if I could ask the court to study the photograph of the victim's body again,
You can clearly see that Mr. Winterbanks was in fact shot from behind. So I stated before, there is an undeniably inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Let's go! Just kidding, the real killer is... Nah.
But it's God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. When he was shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes.
Did I hear you just right? You were right just now. You actually saw Mr. Winterbank holding a gun. Egg boy. Egg boy. Something like that might have slipped out. What he said. Wow. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses. I'm not going to. That on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Nash,
Order. Witnesses, explain yourself at once.
Well, the thing is, if we're supposed to, Oh shit, he's gonna flip the table.
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ear.
You want? No, I don't want. I'm gonna find out myself here.
I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
I'm ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we,
Cut it out, Nash, cut it out. If we blab now, you know what he'll do to us.
He? What are they talking about?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk, there is no other option available to you.
Bruv, come on, game's up.
But you'll ever gets for garters.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. Oh, someone's calling me. Me sister's in the room.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that your brothers... On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well, do we have to?
Bye. Love you too.
Do we have to?
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourself fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
Little buggers. Love us very much. Alright, new testimony, eh?
Alright, so we did just go inside the coffin. Eva sighed of relief when the geezer showed us his mug.
Give me the gun, he bellowed. Then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we had it.
For no geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through the door into the back room.
We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened.
Who? What?
So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in a storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
Well, we find ourselves in an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time,
time, Nash. This time we got nothing to hide.
Very well, counsel for the defense. You may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Encounter with the victim. I'm gonna read this now. Right before we go inside the gaff, Eva sighed of relief when the geezer showed us his mug. His mug? You mean the gun? Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. And who is he? For the old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chuckled me over the counter. I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through the door into the back room. Man, their accent is just too thick. Their language, I mean. I went to killing him. That's what would happen. Well, there was more, but okay. Still. I'm gonna press now. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Winterbank. Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously, but we never thought no one was gonna come out at the back like that. The back room being the pawnbroker's room. Yeah, that must be where he popped up from, the only place he could have been. It would seem the victim was already in the storeroom with these brothers entered the premises. Which means Ginny must have been in there at the point as well. But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Winterberg in the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he emerge from the same room all alone when the brother arrived? Oh, I don't know. Did you see the accused at the time? What? That mole toddler? Couldn't tell ya. No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. He wasn't that old. He's probably about in his 30s or 40s. He still looked pretty young. He's just big. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like was possessed, and I thought we had it. Give me that gun. Wait, what?
Hold it!
You mentioned that Mr. Winterbank shouted those words in your previous testimony too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door. Oh, did we? But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he? Well, yeah. Was the victim Mr. Winterbank wielding a gun at the time? Was he ever, blimey lummy, a great ugly barrel he had, pointed straight at me frontispiece? So, what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Winterbank with the gun at the time, is that right? It is, Guff, it is, spot on. Then all of a sudden he came at us, we did. It was Bedlam, I don't know who was going for who. We were clearly all going for each other. Like Nash said, we thought we had it. I mean... For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chuckled me over the counter. So they weren't cleaning up the place. He got thrown away. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony too. Well, yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books and a candlestick and some skull whatnot. That got tangled with some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame. One of them scales off the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter. Well, Big Bruv here went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell ya. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. If you... Wait, what? Big Bruv went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the old geezer pinned... Yeah. If I hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me in blooming pancakes in seconds. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at a local police station via secret cable from the park rotary. There's a button on the counter used to activate, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street. They ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Winterbank. He did everything he could to protect his shop. He did. I pulled me gun on him. And he legged it through the door and the Were you intending to shoot Mr. Winterbank? No, never. I was just, looking out for me, bruv, wasn't I? I love these two. He was being flattered, don't forget, by a man whose shop was being burglared, yes, burgled. And then the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in. There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. Mr. Winterbank went away to the storeroom. Let's see. Fell to the storeroom when you pointed the gun at him, is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran through the door and shut it himself. Yeah, that's true. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun. Ah, yes, that's right. Ginny actually used Mr. Winterbank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which the case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Winterbank's hands again? I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it? Little inconsistencies could be significant. That's true. Look, the point is, me and me bruv here. That's right, Nash, that's right, me and me bruv here. How should I go about? I'm gonna press the last one. We never had to do with killing him.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it? Nothing at all? Nothing, nothing? The old geezer went and shut himself back in. Locked it was from the inside. We know it was. We tried to open it. Mr. Decent though, that one good and strong wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remained unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. That sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused Mrs. Jean Lestrade. It would have indeed appeared so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Is there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Bundy? Actually, there could have been. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. Hey, what? I feel like using the bathroom. Be right back, lads. Right. Okay, let's see what they have to say. I'm so into this game.
What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victims face to face that night, the course of this trial has changed completely.
It did?
What is your point, my learned friend?
The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Winterbank? It is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. Yeah, that's true. You tell him, Governor.
You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises.
The man had actually like locked himself in. He was face Gina. Like that, right? Wait, like this, right? And then actually shoot from here, like that. Bro, I think something's there. The victim was killed in a storeroom which was locked from inside. There must be someone behind the door. And then when he closed the door, locked shut, turned back to Gina, like that. Bro, I can't wait. Those are the facts, so pray what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court and remain in respect of 2 conundrums.
2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe.
Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Understood, my lord. Are you right, Reno?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court the plan, the answers to this question posed by his lordship. Okay, it's the first time. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where the person could have affirmed the gun. I don't know where the door opens. Let me check out the court record real quick. That means... yeah. Right. So the door, it should be here. Hey, wait, what's happening? Why is it like this? It's actually... I can tell the door opens from here. Maybe he's not trying to hide. And then, judging by the court record, right? He was there, like that. And if I were to make sense, his body should be there. Make sense of this. His body should be there. So therefore, he's definitely shot here. From here. Present.
Take that!
From there, actually. The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Here. Hey, well, that's the court record.
Take that!
The defense believes that the victim would have been in this position. What do you mean objection? What your answers in fact show is that your own position is absurd as those who you have indicted on the plan. What are you saying? What Lord Veg is saying, counsel? Is that your answer? What do you mean? What the fuck? I knew it. It's twice as many chances could be wrong. Question here are, from where did the culprit shoot the victim and where was the victim at the time? They'll just say it was Ginny. You're right. Should I gather more information? I don't know. I'm not confident. The revolver's not there during that time. Let's give it a try. The defense would like to point out the locations again. Well, you appear to be glutton for punishment. So now, time for some clarity. Should the court disband the answers to the question posed by his lordship? I don't think I have evidence, though, when I think about it. I'm unsure myself now, lads.
Take that!
Because the victim fell here,
Take that!
the culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Wintermack died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the blood was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while being in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled me gun on him and then legged up through the door in the back room. If Mr. Winterbank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. It was precisely at that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man from the back once he was inside the storeroom.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Poor man, shot while he was running away as fast as he could to safety.
Of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Winterbank.
Objection!
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from inside. You claim that the victim was shot as he fled into the room. You also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key into the lock. But what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? Very well then, counsel, present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario you just described, the defense assertion that the victim was shot from outside the room, in which the case was shot and locked the storeroom door. Ooh, good question. It could be her. A witness to the incident who broke into Winterbank's on the night of the murder. It could be her. Could try.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd. They're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. For what possible reason such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck? I'm inclined to agree, I must say, well, counsel. Ah, fuck, it's not the right one. Yes, that's a tricky one, that is. That isn't it? Oh, big notions have no place in my courtroom. Consider a moment that, please.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. So it goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in their direction, hadn't they?
Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Mr. Strahd and Mr. Winterbank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at the time, but at some point, Mr. Winterbank must have heard the intruders breaking into the shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders? They're the spruff.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then probably 1 moment later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang! Hit in the back by a bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
I see where you're going with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winterbank. As soon as that thought struck Mr. Strahd, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't it, Gov. We ain't. You've gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Objection. That's plain untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. There is only one logical conclusion here. And Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Winterbank's murder. There we go. Where does this leave us?
You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
She's a child. I should have known that those brothers, 3 brothers.
It was amazing, Renault. All that remembers the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know, first time ever, and probably the last.
Well, then I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not.
Yeah, I would agree with Van Geeks. There's so many inconsistencies with this theory. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? He's laughing. You'll find this situation amusing, Lord Van Geeks. I must still find the defense argument most persuasive. The gun is actually in Gina's hand. I dare say such chickenery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatant malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. Pettifoggery? What? The hypothesis you put forward on ostensibly credible cannot and will not stand. Because you see, it contains a fatal flaw. I would agree in this thing. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Geeks, might be an idea to explain the bully conjuring tricks, whatever it is, to the troops on ground. The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets!
Oh dear. You noticed then?
What everyone's talking about. I know what he's talking about. There's only one gun with 1 bullet. Then he has his own gun. There's only one inconsistency here. Yes, sir. That was all my mistake. Tell the court how many bullets were found in the scene of the crime. 2 bullets. Correct. The first of which is the victim back ending his life. The second that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appeared to have passed through her body to strike the calendar. Your lordship understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in this incident. The ball belonged to the victim in Mr. Winterbank and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does, a single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend, you yourself told the court only moments ago that these two brothers shot Sherlock Holmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find...
That if a single bullet was fired from the brothers' gun, Mr. Shaw means...
When the bank's not shot by the same gun, shot only one bullet.
Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nippony street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument, however. It was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery,
Lord Van Zeeks.
but this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile. No, she's the person in Douglas far from a law-abiding citizen. She has past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokeries the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the object with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession once more a piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. That disc. I'll be taking that, whatever it is, of Mr. McGilden down to the yard, thank you very much.
Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, it's mine.
I'm sorry, miss. Everything's belonging to Mr. McGill has to be taken in evidence now.
Yes, that music box disc. Mr. McGilden's music box disc.
The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Winterbanks, these accused attempted to make off with this article which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with no one of subtlety of a pickpocket might add, but by brute force and present impudence.
Good gracious!
Make no mistake against any sympathy for the accused on account for years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which the girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime which she would commit. The court forget the fact it's at its peril.
I see. I think it would be prudent that this music box is into evidence counsel as a grim testament to...
Lord Van Zeeks,
Inspector Gregson, what?
Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard. With the prosecution service, and I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence.
What's this all about? What's Inspector acting strangely? Here's the thing, right? That disc was in the possession of the Scotland Yard, the bobbies. So she's not there for the disc, if anything. That's the first time I said anything to Van Zeeks at all.
I am unaware of a such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted, thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
Indeed, bailiff.
On the reverse side, it reads Mr. McGill. The prosecution established the account is motive, opportunity, and basis of character. There is nothing more to add. He's adamant on that one, that's for sure. If he had just pointed out that the gun was in her hand, well, she did, but from outside. Wait your informed decision to arrest my case. But then you're dismissing the Skulkin brothers' testimony then, aren't you?
I don't believe it.
I had the jury on my side for once, but all 5 minutes.
Oh dear, I wasn't for 5 minutes, Reno.
my lord. Wonder if I might say something at this point. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Mr. Foreman,
Been stumbling about a bit in fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer bloody obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh no! Yeah. This is obvious. This is obvious. I know, because it's just the same argument from the first thing. Second is he didn't even account the testimony. Winterbanks had a gun in his hand. Good morning, Waff. I had 8 V's there, but because I was silent for a few minutes, they're all gone. I went to the bathroom. So you're leaning.
Guilty.
Oh, this is such a mess. This whole thing is another wild goose chase. I hate this so much. It's also my fault without enough evidence to prove that thing and that thing and blah blah blah. Well, this should be an easy summation examination. They didn't even take into account of the Skulkin brothers' testimony. No, he didn't. Fuck you, Van Zeeks. Well, you have eliminated the impossible. Whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. And how dare he use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. Yep, it's not enough. It's super inconsistent. I'm stressed. I was so busy yesterday doing math, and now I have to deal with this bullshit. Fuck you. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Jada didn't shoot Mr. Winterberg. That's beyond any doubt.
very well.
Because there's one other short person, and that's the small little blimey there. Fuck me, man. Proceed to second summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are you and your other jurors ready? Garrett Depp Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir.
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendants to be guilty.
Excuse me.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizen.
As only 2 bullets were found at the crime scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
Okay, I need to ask you about that more.
You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket.
On what grounds?
I never imagined that this simple operation would cause me such grief.
The accused attempted on theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. No, I can fight that.
I'm a ballistic expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I don't know about guns.
That's it? Okay, I'm gonna have to ask all of you. You're all dumb. Okay. Having to admit, I was rather bold over the argument put forward by Chap in Black. But when they're part of those cards, last guy looks so sus. Yes, he was in the newspaper in one chapter. He's the Russian revolutionarist. That Russian revolutionist? Yeah. He's just here passing by and just stumbled himself in court. Like, why am I here? I'm just sightseeing. I guess this courtroom is for me to sightsee. Bro, you know you're in reverb, right? No one told me. It's fine, it's fine. Maybe this will be a reverb session. Whew. Alright. That's fine, it's fine. Wish. But when I fill a Porterhouse card's hook, well, no more. Ugh, the whole courtroom is turning against me.
It's not fair.
Iris?
That prosecutor's being mean.
Just because genies have done
Some things he shouldn't have done in the past doesn't make her a murderer.
That's true. I only believe that she's a pickpocket. Because she never held a gun. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of a fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out eventually. I wonder if... Whatever, man. That could be a good sound. Let's go. I'm ready.
That's enough, Freeman. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Yep. This should be an easy one. It should have been easy to crack, because even in his, it's very though. All he did was, just use the fucking, her character and blah blah blah. But he disregarded the testimony of who? The Skulkin brothers. Alright, I'm gonna read this one.
Hold it!
This is the thing. This is baseless. Just because Miss Schroeder has a history of pickpocket, she must be guilty of murder, is what you're saying? Ah, well. Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon? Mocking Her Majesty Armed Forces, the greatest military that. No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making an assumption about a person because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. Don't forget, a girl had already shown she had in her from before. She's clear a criminal sort, though. Through and through, can't deny it. When you say that she's shown she had it in hers, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swipe that only the day earlier, Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. What was that? What did you do? I saw something, Wuff. Did you give a heart? Dear God. Oh yes, it's 100. Let's go. Let's go. 100. 0 deaths, baby. Oh yes, of course. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy. Yep, he did. I can do that too, you know. See, I do that too. I can do that too. And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. Wait, oh shit. It's not enough to... Okay. We still don't know what tune it plays through, do we? Ghost stream. I am. But I'd love to see the original compares to Hurley's copy. Disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. I'm going to examine. Yeah, I haven't examined the disc. I have a lot of evidences now. Yeah, I know whose blood it was. Oh, look, it's blood. Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel so as though I might have noticed that before. Oh, okay, let's see. In a flash. I want to see the color of the blood. Okay. Aye? My shade again. Wait, that color. It's just that green. Isn't that Mr. Sholmes' blood? That's Mr. Sholmes' blood. Let me check it out real quick. Green, yeah? Green. They're both green. Who died this case? A fat man with glasses? Only 2 bullets were fired. And 2 guns fired have been examined by police. All the maid asked, how many are invited for dinner? I always tell them to count the table set. That's logical, I suppose. Although, yes. Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests, rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose. There was another bullet somewhere, of which we are unaware. I'd have to reconsider my position. Could that be possible? Not at the moment, because I don't have any evidence for that. Because I know this blood is green, and I know whose blood it was. Impossible. Unfortunately, I only have 2 bullets were discovered by the police during the investigation, including me. Yes, I know. Right. I don't imagine the good men of Scotland Yard would have overlooked anything. If I missed a bullet while I'm explaining his lordship's office, well, I should receive a sound scolding, I doubt. Police, perhaps. Okay. A 3rd bullet. It's true. find one lying around somewhere. Might. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here, if which way you look at it.
Hold it!
I need to ask. So if I find I understood correctly, you need 2 pictures, left eye and right eye, blah blah blah. Exactly, then you have seen the divine dimensions. Like this. So, if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them. I think you'll find, no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation also looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl at the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it, the Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned before once or twice. Well then surely it's coming into focus now. What's the time? I'm not going to change this man's mind. I'd never imagined it simpler. I'm gonna check out real quick, yeah? That couldn't have been his blood then. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line. Well, the thing is, I could really say that it's nothing to do with the trial, to be honest. I mean, there's no question that the man who was shot but vanished from... What? Inexplicable, don't you think? What did you say? You're operating on. What was that fellow's name now? Herlich? No. Herloch? No. Hairlock. Herlock Sholmes, by any chance?
Yes, good lord. It was that Hairlock fellow.
What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes?
That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was fairly major up, I can tell you.
That is crazy.
Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other. So I opened him like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his inside, fine-tooth comb, and couldn't find a bullet anywhere. I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands to stitch the fellow back up.
I had to state the obvious, but...
Yes?
Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting.
The counsel of the defense is correct, as is clearly shown in photographic print.
We fired Mr. Sholmes in his stomach region, the exhibit body, and lodged into the shop wall. And you'll find? Quite simple, just consider the problem 3 dimension.
Oh, what do you think I am, son?
Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do.
As soon as I saw the wound, the man's stomach is... I flipped him over.
Like a pancake. Are you saying you checked his back?
Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury, no sign of the bullet I left.
What?
That was the point. The only logical conclusion was the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I set him up, slicing him up. And I'm none wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it?
I'm getting tired and hungry.
Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery?
As much as mystery as how this jury was put together. Now, that's a good thing. Then I know just the guy. I feel like using the bathroom, but I'm gonna keep going until I question everyone. Did a theft previous day. This one I can, you know, that. What do you mean? You're in for a busy day? Forgot to say, stop. Do you excuse me, stop? I'm a communications officer, stop. A communication officer, does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically. To the entire world? Yo, this is the internet. This is the internet. Thousands of miles, cable under the sea, stop while the internet stop. Transmitted to all forms of... Oh, shut the fuck up, lady. Ah, yes, she was getting equally worked up, and the radio waves were like before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from government departments and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first. Can't do anything. I'm a ballistic expert. Shooting. There's nothing I do not know about guns. This is the man. I thought you were just a tourist. This man is a tourist. And he just found his way here. Good day, I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just visiting tourist. So you're a ballistic expert, who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent bath of, no, blood of,
Ah, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps.
Those extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult though.
Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue.
Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I don't know. No mystery I cannot solve.
It's knowledge of guns, that's for sure.
But if possible, please, only in Russian language. He's not
very confident in his knowledge of English, do we?
No, still, we should bear in mind he's a man of mystery about guns and bullets. Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom now since I've questioned everyone. Go back.
Cool, blimey!
Vengeance managed to convince everyone. You have to eliminate the
Alright.
Let's fucking do this shit. The revert will make it funnier. We're going back. So we have to fight back. Yeah, I know this. I don't need the stuff. But I'm going to hit someone real quick.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict. The idea, well,
oh, ballistics expert. Pretty.
on the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. Since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6.
Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, now I know your name. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery?
I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds.
Mental note, don't ask too many questions.
I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice, very close to my side.
What?
One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice. It pierced my body. It made a deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me, and that is solution to mystery disappearing bullet.
But there is no ice there.
But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Just an idea, but we might be able, not be able, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think.
Well, that's precisely where he always wear his little pouch on his belt.
A pouch, actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch.
It's where he keeps his 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations.
What, really? Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as I remember. If I may.
Lord Van Zeeks.
While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom.
Sorry?
As I stated, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess around. Oh, thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well, while extreme and confession during a summation examination. I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch.
Okay.
I see. This pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the right in question, is it?
Look at that! One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It almost as if the file exploded.
Exploded?
So, that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass file exploding that caused the fellow's injury. And this bullet did not penetrate the victim, but deflected into the wall of shop. A delightful complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing to the truth of this case. It does. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of this case remain unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Thank you very much.
Glad I could help.
Man. Due to this bearing on conundrum just solved, the court will squatter this scruffy pouch as evidence.
Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy.
There is no third bullet, there's only 2, yeah? Let me check it out. There's the... Hey, wait a fucking second, mate! Hey, wait for a fucking second, mate! The file smashed to pieces. There's the bullet struck. As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in the file, 3 would have been really big explosion. A big explosion, Hurley potion. Look, but they're also quite tricky to handle, say the least. No, there's a fucking third bullet. Note to self, always walk on the right hand side of the Sholmes pouch. No, that's not what I meant, man. I see a bullet. It's really scorched badly here. Broken look. And then let me see. A third bullet. What the? Iris, look! Behind the broken file was, do you see it?
Ah, that's Skulkin Brothers' bullet.
What a stroke of luck that hits his pouch. Amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired at window banks that night. We found exactly what the jurors were talking about. Third bullet. I think. I can now press the juror. I want to get a snack. I'm so hungry. It appears the defense is somewhat struggling to opinion, Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. Could be a vulnerable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here. This is around somehow. I'm sure of it. Press. I think it was press, yeah? I'm just going to blah blah blah, 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 blah blah blah. Bunga bunga. Another bullet. I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the third bullet.
Take that!
Take that! Here it is. We discovered it now, just now. Yes, on the night in question, Mr. Winterback's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say the shot was fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes. As your lordship has summarized, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in his photographic print. Oh! 2 guns fired at the scene have already been submitted to the court record as evidence. Yes, that's that of Mr. Winterback, and that belongs to the Skulkin brothers. An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. Ah! But that must mean... That's right. We now know that the night in question 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the scene of the crime. Until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. How could you have missed that, though? You're the one who submitted, and we found it. What the fuck? While this submission examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which case against the defendant has been pleaded guilt. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter. What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back at the stand at once. Holy motherfucker. Exactly, the witness's testimony was never complete in the first place. I for one, believe this is bullshit. Bullshittery, right? As I would say it. Bullshittery. Witnesses. Governor. Alright, I'm gonna get a snack first. Be right back. Got me snack, lads. I got me snack. Holy shit, I forgot to prepare one more thing. That's actually pretty sad. I got me snack. There we go. That should do. Governor! Were you listening to the proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination? Oh man, I got a snack.
We was, Governor, we was!
Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it? Gov?
Oh,
Is it one of yours?
God blimey, God blimey, not a chance.
We have more comfort.
What, eh? What? Never! I've got a bother, what about? There's two of us, there's a trademark!
I assume if we got postcode key. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime originated from the firearms we have evidence. Was fired from another gun, is it?
I mean, that's a scratcher.
Answer with defense.
Yes.
I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet and the mysterious missing firearm, from whence it came.
Yeah, back all of my testimony we've heard. And all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm trying to form a picture of what really happened that night. I would say I'm working with a 3rd man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of an accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present. Someone carrying a gun.
Objection!
An accomplice, you say? Pigs will. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 submission examinations. Yet in all that time, there's been instead of not a murmur of a 3rd man. These apparently wraith-like beings exist. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answer 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that there was evidence in the crime. And secondly, the identity of this suspicious character.
Yeah, I know this one. Easy. In fact, I need 2 evidences if that's permitted.
Oh, counsel.
In response to the prosecution's demand, my lord, the defense is ready to present answers. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands. I know who it is.
So, my Nipponese friend, despite my swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promise to be interesting.
Yep, it will be. You will love it, Van Zeeks, and I hate you, Van Zeeks. I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it makes a difference.
In that case, counsel, I would like to ask you to present the evidence without delay. My question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof do you have there was a 3rd intruder present at the scene?
Is it right evidence? The evidence is right here, in this portfolio.
By Jove, the portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of those blood samples proved the presence of a 3rd intruder. Well, which one is it?
Take that!
This! The blood sample that proves it! What?
You perplex me, counsel, by looking.
What the fuck? That was the right one. Ah, fuck you, man. That was the right one! I could have followed up. Look at these two pictures. They're both green. They belong to the same person. And I know who it is.
Take that!
What am I looking at here?
There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet in the middle of the calendar. That's bloodstain, my lord.
A blood stain? Green blood, curious even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature?
It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
By the great detective!
No invention, stop! Not yet appeared in story, stop!
Is this, you see? It doesn't have any name yet, though. This fog is by a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell it in a flash whose blood it is. Oh, that's a bright whole extra dimension to look at blood.
Talk of blood! Courtroom, stop! Very exciting, stop!
As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winterbanks. Ah,
A striking blue.
yes. So you see, the green color is the bloodstain on the calendar. It shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop.
Oh, now hold fire there, young man. Could be from the unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not related. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Winterbank was killed.
By golly!
Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day.
Then whose blood is it?
Well then, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. We can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder?
Mr.
Take
Egg...
that!
Mr. Egg Bro, Eggman, Egg Boy.
Egg boy!
The man's name is Eggert Benedict.
Eggert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, Consul?
He paid a visit to Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place.
And when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession.
That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force.
Broker. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief had just redeemed an article from you know.
Yes, I forgot his voice. Shoot. The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Is that a good way? I don't know.
Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull out? What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you rascal. And needless to say...
Oh, any music box discs too? I forgot his voice. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc.
Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. The more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Winterbank for a print show me the fellow. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder.
Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Winterbank that morning.
And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice?
Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen the geezer before in my life. On me life, Gov, on me life, never seen him.
Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice.
Yes, and I can.
Then show us the evidence. I agree, we must see proof clean out gentleman in this photograph with the fill of criminal you say he is.
This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start, but now I'm going to drag it out. Drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom.
Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel?
Yes, my lord. The defense will present its evidence now. But that man in picture photographic print was in fact the person stuck. This one right here.
Take that!
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibanks.
Which is why the aforementioned Edgar Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no?
That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. I was following that a minor incident occurred.
But of course, sir, here is the disc for you. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Give me a minute, that disc. Wait a minute, that disc is mine.
Ah, what? What do you think you're doing? You little tramp! You've drawn blood, you filthy animal.
Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the result smeared of blood is still visible on the disc now.
Goodness, a bloodstain, is it?
My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty Fogger gun.
Yes, and we've added the results to the portfolio.
I saw it's green.
It's exactly the same color as the blood as the colander.
The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime the same night.
So there was someone else. Look at those two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? It's boiling in here.
My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Edgar Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone long enough. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection of some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The sample made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green, what of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Ah, well. And pray do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction as a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he's a great detective. What are you babbling about? We can't let him get away with it. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
I just remember what Father Christmas over there said before.
Yes, Father Christmas.
About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the summation examination isn't over yet, is it?
Good grief. What did you say, young girl?
And in a summation examination, a decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it?
Not you, Van Zix. Fuck you.
So, the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Yes, she's right.
Young lady, you have quite the devious mind.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Shelm's partner is a force to be reckoned with. Oh.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
And that shrewd perceives of the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for the final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusions. So then state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
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 Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Bitch. I wonder, let me check really quick. Yeah, this little key. Oh. Oh, see. Wait, do I still have the thing? Oh, I guess I'll find out later. Hehe. Woohoo. Oh, that was the wrong one.
2 called guilty, 4 called not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination. My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. No. I'm sorry, Lord Van Geeks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. The trial will continue. Ugh. Fuck you. Oh.
Fuck you, Van Zeeks. Oh wait, there you are. Fuck you, man. Oh shit, I forgot this thing. Oh wait, did I turn it on? Wait, where's my mouse? Alright, there we go. This is the worst stream yet so far.
Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has a very reasonably requested the subphonia of the new witnesses. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? The name the gentleman gave for this is Egbert Benedict. It's quite clearly false.
I don't believe it. Just when I'd managed to prove the man was there that night.
Could I say something? Who was that, please? Who spoke?
It was May, my lord.
Oh, it's her. I thought it was the detective. She's number 5.
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector.
Aye, me, madam.
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one in which the gentleman is shown.
Ah, right, yes, this one you mean. Of Mr. Benedict.
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind.
She's number 5. You don't mean to say you know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What?
No. Good gracious!
I want to use the bathroom real quick then. Oh, I'm too hydrated for this, man. Okay.
Order! 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 Rule number 5, how on earth?
I'm a communications officer. Stop.
As we can clearly see,
The gentleman in the photograph is... Stop. Also communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station right now. Stop tapping away the telegraph. Stop.
this doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It is a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day, but he gets up at night.
Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within an hour. Lord Van Zieks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. As your lord bids, worship bids. The court will now recess for an hour. When the new witnesses arrive, we shall reconvene ladies and gentlemen's testimony. Inspector Grayson. Yes, my lord. I should like to hear from you specifically about the events at the pawnbrokery in the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Someone's in trouble. Someone's in trouble. Yes, sir, my lord. Should I leave it here or continue? Until 1:43 p.m. I'm gonna have a snack, then we'll continue, yeah? I'm gonna have a snack real quick, then we'll continue. I want to continue. If I can, I'm gonna save it.
Boy, I'm so hungry, man. I'm so fucking hungry. Okay.
Let's see this real quick. Now I can't see my background.
You know what? Whatever, man. I'll just write down old-fashioned way. God blimey. Okay.
Let's go. Now, alright. The Old Bailey, protect defendants. Antechamber. Gina, how are you holding up? I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders now. Gina's really beautiful, I would say.
Ginny! Are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything?
It's break time, it's recess, you can eat while we're talking. I'm gonna try to search for something, yeah? If I have an idea. Oh hell yeah, it's still there. Cool.
What's the point, eh? Why go to all this trouble and find so odd for the likes of me? What? It's alright, that picture.
What picture? What picture?
I mean this. The photograph taken by Hurley red-handed recorder.
I'm reading. You know, I'm gonna read normally because I'm eating. Well, I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure. It's hopeless. Anyone who sees that gonna think I did it, ain't I? Well, I'm pretending it wasn't a bit of a shock when the question first presented to the court. Sure, you gotta have your doubts about me now. You can't still think I'm innocent. Of course I can. Tsundere. Tomboy tsundere. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. That's a good title. God blimey.
Tell us what really happened that night.
Eh? I managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still. Good to hear from you. I'm so hungry. I only had potatoes for dinner. Alright then.
Well, we had that dinner together at your place, right, Irish? And we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we?
Yes, I remember.
After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. I picked up and went down to 2 on 1. The winning back I have to know. The other story was there or not, the Hammer Baskervilles. I don't know what's it all about or nothing. They asked me there's something in that Sholmes that Sholmes don't like. Well, we don't want people reading. That's why you lied to Iris about sticking it in lug with Winterbank for safekeeping. Well, that's why I thought it was home. But there was a bag. I just had to know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea all that was going to kick off, did I? I put up the lock. I shut the lock and stuck inside. The dark, you see, like in there. Go with all that, and I found a little bit of wick. And just went. Oh. I nearly died, I did. Next thing I knew. I grew up with them. I can't remember what they did anyway, I don't know what. The other young lady was in the afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets were in for armed robbery. The mantle script. Have we got it here? Now it's next time to go back to reading.
Did Sholmes leave a lot of papers with you? A story?
I beg your pardon?
The Hand of the Baskervilles, something or other. If it's here, I want to see it.
I'm sorry, young lady. I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers.
I don't want it. What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see if it's here, that's all.
Oh, you want to see it, do you?
I wonder if Sholmes really pawned it here or not. Please just let me see it, and then I'll go.
Oh, very well then. But for pity's sake, stop waving your gun around, would you?
So then the old cove unlocked the storeroom and we both went inside. It was there, alright, the mantle script. Sholmes went lying after all. You did it all just to check for me, Jenny?
Yeah, I really just can't do a woman's voice, man.
Anyway, then there was a bit of kick-up in the main bit of the shop. The Skulkin brothers are having a scene, yes.
It's coming from having a scene, yes.
What was that noise? Someone breaking in?
Dear me, is there some burgers convention here tonight? That I do not know about.
I felt I want to shut the door behind me. Sorry.
I'd better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back?
Oh, well, I'll come with you and...
Now don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right there. Don't leave this room under any circumstance. Okay.
And with that, he took the gun out of my hands and walked back out into the shop. And I hung my back in the storeroom, like he said, straining my ears in the dark to hear what's going on. It sounded like they got into a bit of a scrap. But I think I should help me, see? So I thought I was just about to get to stop myself then.
Bang bang. There were 2 gunshots heard.
I heard a couple of gunshots go off, 2 I think, almost at the same time. And there was, right at my feet, lying face down on the floor. I was right next to the storeroom, so I slammed it, shut and locked. It's quicker yet.
So you thought whoever had shot Mr. Winterbank might have come for you?
Yeah, so I went and grabbed the old cove's gun. I'm gonna put up a fight at least. But when I got back to look at him, I knew.
This is what happened. The other man got shot.
Winterbanks was a goner.
Basically, she shot that egg guy.
But kind of funny in me, it all of a sudden kind of dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing.
That must have been... There must have been when you passed out, Gina. I hate voicing girls, man. It's not easy. They sound ridiculous.
If I hadn't done what I'd done, the old cows might still be alive.
Did you tell the police everything you just told us?
Of course I did, but they didn't believe a word of it, did they? All they said was if I kept telling lies, it'd make things even worse for me. You'll be alright, Ginny, don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. Bruno's about to put the real culprit through the mill. That Coves, what was there in the afternoon? That Eggert Benedict?
She shot him, didn't she? With his gun.
I still remember how he looked at me. Like I was nothing. He was there at that night.
We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced that he's involved somehow. It's probably midnight about now. Anyway, thanks for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty.
You what? You can leave it all to Reno's capable hands now, Ginny.
Ah, gosh, man, my nose.
Mr. Nara Odo.
Yes.
How come you trust me? You don't get it. I mean, have you forgotten what happened here before? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and McGilded, we told you old peck of lies. And you got the bog trotter off with him. Even though he was a killer.
Ah. No, I could never forget that. No, I could never Ow! Could never get that.
Oh.
I did what I thought was best at the time, but the pain of that error judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you that I'd be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what.
But what if I'm lying? You could be working to get another kill off the hook for all you know.
I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in a trial.
You were?
Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. As strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I'm sure that no one would believe it wasn't me who'd done it.
Oh, Bruno.
Oh shit! I just remember it now, fuck. But there was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and he prepared to defend me. He was prepared to defend me. My best friend. Ryunosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me, and I'll do the rest. I was so happy I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute, unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute, unwavering belief in him. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first.
What are you saying?
I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry, I won't let you down.
Even though I'm a diver and no good lawyer?
You're not like Mr. McGilded. I know that.
Eh? That's right, you're our friend, Ginny.
You know what? This could be a good scene. Real quick, bruv. Real quick, bruv. There we go.
Iris?
We know you better than you think. And we've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust.
Yes.
That's really all we need to know.
Exactly. Mr. Nara, I...
She's gonna cry, isn't she? Yeah, I knew it. Defendant General Lestrade and a legal representative. Court proceedings are about to resume. Please head into the courtroom immediately. Wait, wait, I'm supposed to say it in a different accent. Oh, yeah, whatever. It's just a different bailiff at this point. Yes, of course. I'd been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew, only too well, just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another, putting all their faith in you. This is it at last. The final chapter. The final battle. Wish me luck, Susaru-san. And I hope you're watching over me too, partner. Dang, I miss it at the Kazuma, bro. Oh man.
I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zix, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? The subpoena was delivered to the communication station, where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem. I see. Let us turn our attention to Inspector Gregson's précis of the case heard by the courts in this morning. This glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, I can only apologize, my lord. And although the defense chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom.
It's a big mistake to cross Hurley and me. A very big mistake.
Oh, that's the bailiff.
My lord, the supposed witness has just arrived in the court, in the building.
In the building. Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand. Okay, that was the wrong voice. Whatever, man. It's just a different bailiff. It's a different bailiff. It's just a different. I don't have to worry. Mr. Eggert Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again soon. And so not like this.
Thank you for complying with the court subpoena at such short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now, kindly state your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer.
Mr. Crichton and I both work at London Central Communication Station.
Now, perhaps somebody would kindly explain what all this is about. You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Something to do with the murder that took place at a pawnbroker's on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation indeed. This is really beyond a joke, you know.
Very well, without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Graydon.
You'll respond to the accusations made against you under oath. The JoJo character is here. Gladly, my lord, gladly. I should have voiced him. I forgot his original voice. So many voices, man. I just can't keep up. Naturally, I have the occasion to make use of pawnbrokering services from time to time, but you are seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such outrageous accusations, even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective homebrewed tincture can hardly be taken as evidence. So you deny the accusation completely, do you? I'm really getting comfortable in this stream. Even though I should take it seriously. But you know what? That's fine, lads. I must say I am dismayed. There we go. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands that the jury will is upheld. Then it would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. By golly! How long am I expected to be detained here? If following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately. Good, then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea, some small consolation at least. Let us not uphold Mr. Great any longer, necessary counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination. So we meet again, Mr. Eggert Benedict. Or is it Mr. Graydon? My apologies, you are Minoski Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met. If you say so, Ashley Graydon, enchanté. So, what, he gave me the hat. Yo, I have a new hat. I trust we can conclude this quickly. But I'm not holding a flashy hat while we do. But I want the hat. I love the hat. Can I wear it at least? Okay. I should have the occasion making use of pawnbrokering services from time to time. But you're seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into a place that night of murder? I've no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. Parties here present claim that my blood was found as sin. I'm gonna question the first one.
Hold it!
It's interesting though. Yes, we even met in the pawnbrokery where the crime took place in the afternoon in the day question. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. It was Mr. Eggert Benedict, I believe. Tell me, what made you... The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated question. You can't be serious. Thank you, because I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question. He's going to be evasive, is he? Enough of it not to give anything away. This could be tricky. It is tricky. But are you seriously suggesting that I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of murder?
Hold it!
Have you seen these two men before? This pair? No, I don't associate with criminals. Said by a man who introduced himself as Eggert Benedict. I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me? The young lawyer there in black. This is farce. He's a JoJo character, man. Whose idea was to permit an outsider to work in a British court anyway? Well, needless to say, not taking me such an outrageous accusation.
Hold it!
Where were you around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir? That is past that hour at which I would normally retire. Certainly. I was not in the company of these rapscallions. You're able to prove that? Well, that's not possible.
Objection!
Yeah, I would object that too. I'm sorry, Naruhodo. Listen carefully, my little Nipponese friend. For you appear to be under gross misapprehension on this point. What do you mean? This witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his absence. The accusation is that the witness was present at the scene. The obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. You'll fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness. What the fuck? A silent victory wiggle, that's it. Thanks. Even if certain parties here present claim to my blood at the scene, was found at the scene.
Hold it!
Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There was no question of that. Mr. Sholmes' chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such. But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be so sure the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of these two miscreants. Every individual's blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Sholmes' chemical is able to differentiate. Spare me the science lesson. Who is this Sholmes character anyway? Oh, I assume all Londoners would know the name. He's a renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say, great detective. I don't want to be. A great detective, you say? Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we?
Excuse me!
Excuse me! Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin?
What, me?
No, Mr. Skulkin next to you. Right, I had it up. I've had it up to here with this. How many times I've got to tell you? Yes, I know. You're not Big Bro Sulky. Mr. Nash Skulkin.
Hey, call blimey, governor, you what?
I'm gonna say I like the word called blimey now. Is it not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the court?
Hey, me thoughts? I don't have none of them. It must have been him. You what?
Mr. Nash Skulkin, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke?
Nothing, honest gov, nothing. I was just thinking. If he waves his arm around like that much more, he'll open the wound up again, that's all.
What wound?
Well, he took the boot, of course. It was only 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healed up yet. Oh my god. So I was, I was worrying for him, and... Oh! Ew, balls! Holy shit.
Mr. Graydon, did you hear that? What? Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm... My lord? Yes, Mr. Graydon. I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations. We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet and hole of the wall, that person was likely to be hit in the upper arm of the thereabouts. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir. The left arm that you're currently clasping with your right hand as if in pain. Hell yeah. No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to those common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. Suspicious! Suspicious! Zeus, I'm not gonna say that shit, man. As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all this. I never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offense at insinuation that I was in any way involved. You claim to have nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery. My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's formal testimony. Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Graydon. Okay. Bottom line is, I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery stuff, but the man was killed. Oh, it's here somewhere. It's not this one. I don't know what that newspaper is going to be for. Aye? Isn't it not in the evidence? Start with, you see, and then you look through the upper pieces you can... I've never actually inspected this one. Let's go check it out. Can I open it? Oh, look at that. It's a totally changed shape. Pressing button, don't you? Us boys, says the 10-year-old girl. But as you can see, that it's really a stereoscope, can't you? Yeah, that's a place to put. You have to. That one. What else? Anything out of the ordinary? I don't think I've seen anything. Yeah, I don't think I see anything there. That one. Where is that photo then? What? There is a photo of him. Never had anything to do with it. You forget that I was there, Mr. Graydon, on the very afternoon of the incident. Obviously, I'm not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair furnished my study. No, you were there to redeem an article. I have no idea what you're talking about. Excuse me! Do you have something to add, Inspector? Hey, come again, sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon. Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbrokers that afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accused were all present, I recall. And at that time, this witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article. Well now. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. What? But you must. I'm not going to lie and pretend that I remember something that I don't. What's going on here?
Gregsy showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras early installed in the window banks?
Yes, of course. Indeed, the gentleman's picture bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say. Yeah, it's not released as court evidence yet, man. Exactly, which proves that Mr. Graydon was in the shop on the afternoon in question. At no point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to peruse the articles on sale and have a word with the pawnbroker. Nothing more. This makes no sense. Is that why Mr. Graydon might have been trying to cover his tracks? But why would Gregson be trying to avoid giving this testimony about what happened? That's all he's going to say on the matter, is it?
What do you think, Bruno?
I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware that the less he says, the chance that he was giving himself away. The complete opposite of Hurley then. He seems to think that he's more the better. At least I managed to prize a little more information about the things. Sculpin Brothers. Yes. So he says he had nothing to do with the window banks. Well, we know that's not true. with time to have a proper look at the court record. Good idea. I'm gonna look at the court record real quick. Don't know. Ah, fuck. Back. Where's this concoction? Falcon Brothers gun that night of incident. Yes, it turns out it didn't hurt his body at all. There's literally nothing on here, is it? What is it then? I'm thinking really hard now. What? I am confused.
Hold it! Objection! Is that right? Excuse me!
Let me check out this one first. That's a gentleman's overcoat. In light of the new evidences, there's literally nothing. There's literally nothing. I don't know what to do. Holy shit. Should I continue tomorrow? Maybe I should. Alright, maybe one, if I can find something.
Objection!
Yep, that works. I knew it. I was really scared. Have you ever seen this disc before, Mr. Graydon? Why? Is it supposed to mean something? This disc was until the day of this murder in the pawn in Mr. Winterbank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon, however. Somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon? As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me. I have never seen that disc before in my life. May I skip you notice there's a small smear of blood on the disc. Yeah, yes, resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps. That's right. The surface of the disc covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to quiet the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered a minor laceration. So, while the disc bears the remnants of a skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb of this person in question must bear the remnants also from the scratch. Form of a scratch. Good gracious, indeed it is, must. Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow the court officer to examine your arm before. Are you not going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? because I have no doubt that it bears such a small scratch consistent with the smell of blood on this disc. I just remembered it now. Oh, well, it would seem I underestimated you.
What is the meaning of this?
So you admit now? You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant? This is a Morse code, that's what it is.
Order. Well, Mr. Graydon?
It would appear that there has been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc as you put it, not quite the reverse. No, quite the reverse. What are you trying to say? It's really simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you own out of a pawn shop? A pawn? What? It would seem, Mr. Graydon, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and in the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now. As you wish. Though I'm quite sure it has nothing to do whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder. Okay, I need to know this. There's a note on a disc saying for McGilded, but the item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later the same night. Good. That's actually pretty solid.
Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGill, did you say that famous London philanthropist who perished in his very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted for distinctly messy murder?
Yes, my lord, they're the one and the same.
Good lord, Mr. Graydon. Are you saying that Mr. McGilded and yourself were acquainted?
Yes, that is correct. Okay, things are spicing up. Oh yeah.
Order, well, so they didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again.
According to what Gina just told us, this disc was placed in a pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGilded himself gave instructions to deposit at the window banks.
It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon at Winterbanks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason.
Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please.
I'm gonna stop here, actually. Holy shit. Oh, dude. I'm gonna stop here. Tomorrow's the last day, I guess, for this one, like, whole first part. And then the next week is gonna be second part. Or I move to a different game, who knows? Good night. Thanks, Sandy. Thanks for coming. See ya.